Wrong-way drivers, when they crash, the results can be catastrophic.
Eyewitness News anchor Blaine Tolison spent months investigating a disturbing trend of wrong-way crashes, all of them on Interstate 485. He learned what could be contributing to the problem.
In just the last year, 8 wrong-way drivers have made their way onto I-485. Troopers stopped 3 of them, but 5 others crashed. In those crashes, 7 people died and several others were hurt. Matt Morrison narrowly avoided being killed in January when a wrong-way driver came out of nowhere on 485 near West Boulevard.
And then I see this white panel van blocking the far left lane.
He says the van just stopped sideways in the middle of the interstate. Morrison veered onto the shoulder where 2 more cars hit him. He wasn't hurt, but watched in horror as the van continued going the wrong way.
He goes on down the road, and then you see a plume of smoke and fire.
The van's driver, who troopers say was intoxicated, was killed along with an innocent driver.
One fatality is one too many.
Senator Joel Ford, who sits on 2 state transportation committees, says he's spoken with NCDOT about the issue. He told me he's pushing for wrong-way driver technology. We've reported on that technology, which can detect wrong-way drivers and alert authorities. It's being tested on Raleigh's Triangle Expressway, but it's still years in the making.
How high is this really on the priority list, though?
It is a priority, but it is one of several priorities that we have to deal with in this region.
Troopers say nearly all of the drivers involved in fatal wrong-way crashes were drunk, some 3 times the legal limit. Ford says he wants more troopers to conduct DUI enforcement. Part of the problem, and perhaps the biggest challenge for troopers, as we can see from Chopper 9, is the sheer size of I-485. They say even if there was some kind of technology to detect wrong-way drivers, there's no guarantee troopers would get to them before they caused an accident. But something else we noticed from Chopper 9, on-ramps and off-ramps right next to each other on I-485, which could cause a problem for someone who's impaired.
We call it a partial clover leaf design.
Dr. Wei Fan is a civil engineer at UNCC. He also teaches and researches for USDOT. We showed him our images from Chopper 9. He's familiar with this design, known as the park loaf for short. He says it handles a lot of cars and is cost effective, but has a big flaw.
This design is more susceptible to wrong-way driving movements.
It is?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the driver could be confused.
Especially if intoxicated. Troopers often can't determine exactly where a wrong-way driver got on 485, but Dr. Fan says these interchanges could use extra signage and pavement markings to cut down on confusion. Morrison says anything to save a life is worth it.
I think we should do our best efforts to counter any loss of life.
In Charlotte, Blaine Tolison, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
We checked and we found at least 5 projects planned for I-485 to try to improve the pavement markings, but we did not find any specific changes for those partial cloverleaf exits and entrances.